Hey, what is up, everybody? ZeroFatz here, coming at you on behalf of EpicConversions.com. This is Zerofatzreturns channel. Hope you guys are doing awesome out there. If you're interested in building a following around yourself, you came to the right place. This is the video for you. But to do it, I want to show you guys something. Check this out. Okay, what you're looking at right now is, it's a little river, right? And over here at the front, I'll show you the other side in a minute, but it's got like a little waterfall over there. Now, when I was a kid, man, this place was crazy. Like, there was always people here. Like, this is June, right? We're in June right now. Tons of people were here having picnics. Their families were here, their kids were here. Everyone was in this river swimming. And they were, all the kids were sliding. And I'm including myself in that. I was here, just another kid, sliding down this little dam, having fun. Just sliding down that thing like a water slide or something. Over and over and over. Sliding down that thing and swimming in that little river, you know. It's not very deep. It only comes up to about your waist, maybe. I'll show you guys the other side of this. This is, I don't know if you guys can see, that's what it looks like. A few years ago, I don't know, it's probably been about 5 years ago now, I was reading in the paper that some kid died here. They drowned in that little part of the water there, coming down from that waterfall. They drowned. And after that happened, well, as you guys can see, ain't nobody swimming here anymore. This place is dead. So the perception of this place changed. It changed massively, just like that. Perception's a bitch, man. But perception is many times reality. It's a ghost town. There's an empty picnic table there. There's another one right there. I wish I could show you guys pictures of what this place used to look like about 10 or 15 years ago. You would be like, whoa. But I mean, there's nobody here, man. There's a parking lot over there, empty. That's perception. Someone dies, it's over. But anyways, I got more to talk to you guys about. Let's get out of here, man. What I'm saying is, there's a good chance if you're out there right now and you want to build a following and build an audience, many times you're probably going to have to change your perception of what reality is, okay? And I hate to say that. It sounds kind of hokey and kind of stupid, but it's the truth, man. I mean, that's just the truth. You can take it, leave it, do what you want to do with it. You're probably going to have to change the way you see the world around you a little bit. Let me tell you a story. When I first got out of the Navy, man, I was heavily trained in medical situations. I've been through a lot of different things. I was a corpsman, and I had enough field experience to test out and get my LPN. That's a licensed practical nurse. I had enough field experience to test out and to not have to go to school and just to become a licensed practical nurse just by testing for it. I had that opportunity. I said, no, I don't want to do that. So instead I went to Rhode Island, and I got a job at Target unloading trucks. I was burned out on medical stuff, man. I didn't feel like doing it. You know, I never felt like just doing like what seemed like the path of least resistance for me, or what seemed like the thing that I should be doing, or the obvious thing. So I was born with that. Maybe many of you guys weren't born with that like thing where you just want to kind of go against the grain of what is normal. I happen to be lucky. I was born with that in me. Now, some people wouldn't call that luck, because a lot of people never really understood what I was doing and why I was doing it. So I was kind of an outlier a lot of the times. But I didn't test out to be an LPN. I was done with medical stuff. I was burnt out. But I noticed something. I was unloading trucks at night, right? And I noticed something when I was driving home in the morning. I would always see, like, all my neighbors' garbage. I would always see their garbage, man. Like on trash day, like I figured out when trash day was. And if I remember, it was like Tuesday. And on Tuesday morning, I would come home and all my neighbors' garbage would be sitting out for the trash man to pick up. And I started looking around thinking, man, my neighbors are throwing away a lot of junk. So, and I thought in my mind, like I got this spare bedroom, right? And I started like collecting pieces of their garbage here and there and putting it in my spare bedroom. And I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do with this stuff yet. It was like, shoot, I almost went down the wrong way. I wasn't sure exactly what I was gonna do with this stuff yet, you guys. I was working it out in my mind, but I had like in my mind, I was like, this stuff is valuable. I'm gonna do something with my neighbor's garbage, you know. And I'm talking like they were throwing out like sewing machines and old microwaves and televisions and tables and all kinds of junk that people throw out, you know, that most people would just see as garbage. But I was just like picking it up and putting it in my spare bedroom. All right. But probably about a month into this, you know, my wife at the time was like, man, what are we doing with all this stuff? Cam, what are we doing with all this stuff? I was like, man, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to figure it out. This is valuable stuff, and I'm going to figure something out to do with this. And at that point, I was driving around one day, and I had this grand idea, you guys. I had this grand idea, and the idea was this. I'm going to take all my neighbors' garbage, and I'm going to gather it up. And in the summertime, because this was like in the middle of the wintertime, but in the summertime, I'm going to have a garage sale. And I'm going to sell all of my neighbors' junk back to them. And in my mind, man, I was like the freaking Count of Monte Cristo or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys are familiar with that story, the Count of Monte Cristo, but the point is, that's how I felt, man. I just felt like the biggest genius in the world once I came up with this grand plan. Now, once I figured this plan out, man, I hit it double time. I hit it twice as hard. So there's a lesson for you guys. If you wanna move faster and trying to succeed online, you know, map out a plan. Because once you have a strategy mapped out on paper, you're gonna move much faster. But anyways, once I figured this out, what I wanted to do, this master plan, you know, to me it was like an evil genius plan, you know, but I mapped it out, and I was gonna sell my neighbor's garbage back to them. So I kept on collecting their stuff, and I had a big empty room full of garbage, really. It was their garbage. It was like old microwaves and, you know, old tables and Lego sets and stuff that nobody wanted, and you know, I gathered it all up, and I had a pretty nice big fat stack full of my neighbor's garbage by the time the summertime rolled around. And then what I did was I put on this big garage sale, man, and I was like, man, is this gonna work? There was a point right there where I was kind of like, man, is this gonna work? Can this really work? I'm gonna sell my neighbor's garbage back to them. Are they gonna recognize that this is their stuff? I don't know. We're gonna find out. It was like a giant social experiment. I was trying to figure, are they gonna even recognize that it's their stuff? So I had all this stuff that I had gathered, and I opened this garage sale up, and I had, you know, above average garage sale prices on this stuff. And I opened up, man, and I put signs up for the garage sale, and I opened up. And what do you know, man? All of my neighbors were coming to my garage sale. And, like, they were, like, negotiating prices with me. You want $25, you want $15 for this microwave. Will you take $5 for it? Yeah, no problem, man. Well, I had a couple of desks, like a couple of school desks, I remember, and I negotiated those down with somebody from, like, $20 to, like, $2 or $5 or something, you know, and my goal was to get rid of all this stuff and sell it back to my neighbors. And it worked, man. I got rid of all that stuff at that garage sale. My ex-wife was just shaking her head, and like, I had successfully sold all my neighbors' junk back to them. This neighbor bought that neighbor's junk. That neighbor bought this neighbor's junk. They had been throwing this stuff out all winter, and in the summertime, I sold it all back to them. It was insane. It was so crazy. For me, it was such a victory, and that was like, there was a limiting belief overcome right there. You can do a lot if you set your mind to it. Perception is reality. You know, they perceived those things as being valuable because I had them for sale and there was a price tag on them. But just months ago, their neighbors had thrown that stuff out. It was insane. There was a lot to be said for that garage sale back then. You know, it was a lot to unpack for what I learned, but I didn't learn it all really right then. It took me years to unpack everything that I learned at that garage sale. Okay, I didn't fathom the truth of it all right then. All I thought was I just played a crazy trick on my neighbors and sold them all their junk back. But there was a lot more that happened. It took me years to unpack what really happened. But at the heart of it, outside of the box thinking and changing the way I perceived the world around me was the keys to success. It's changed everything. So, listen. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. There are two kinds of people in this world that get followed. You know, you want to build an audience on the internet. You want people to follow you and hear what you have to say. Well, this is what I'm telling you. The story I just told you about the swim hole over there where the kid died, and then the story I told you about the garage sale, okay? Both of those stories are relevant. Whether I make $1 million a year on the internet or whether I make $5 a year on the internet, both of those stories are relevant. People can get something from both of those stories. Okay, now what I'm telling you is there are two kinds of people that get followed on the internet. There are two kinds of people that others are interested in, okay? Those that have arrived and those that are on a journey, okay? You can be either one of those people and hold others' interest. I hope that makes sense to you. You know, maybe you could do something they can't do, you know? Maybe you are free to, you know, record a video every single day because, hey, you live by yourself and you don't have a family and you got nothing else to do, so you just record a video every day and put it on the internet. Huh. Well, the guy who has 6 kids and a wife to take care of and works 3 jobs can't record a video every day and put it on the internet. But he's still curious to see what happens if he could. So your story holds value to him. So that's what I'm telling you. When it comes to audience building and it comes to building a following, you can be the guy on a journey or you can be the guy who's already accomplished something. Either of those people can tell a story that holds people's attention. Anyways, I don't know if that all made sense to you. I hope it did. I hope it doesn't take years for you to unpack the lesson that I was trying to teach you, like it took me years to understand the lessons I learned at the garage sale. So, I think that's about it. If you've liked this video, please like, please share, please subscribe. I appreciate you all. Check out my blog, epicconversions.com. And I would love to hear your comments below if you have anything to say about these stories I've told you. Perception truly defines reality many times, and you will have to change your perception to get to a different place than where you're at most of the time. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Ask me any questions you have. I'd love to answer them. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, everybody.